Hi, my name is Kendra and welcome back to BooksBeautyKendra, or welcome to BooksBeautyKendra. Today I have some fantasy recommendations to give to you. Okay, so I am primarily a fantasy reader. Well, I used to be. It's my favorite genre, but I've been leaning more towards the romance, which is these guys here. I've been leaning towards them recently because it's just less brain power than fantasy. That being said, fantasy, still my favorite genre. I like it a lot. In fact, I love it so much. And yes, my hair is up in a ponytail again, even though I just washed it, because otherwise I play with it too much. But I love it. Okay, so the first one I have is A Darker Shade of Magic, or the Shades of Magic series by Victoria Schwab, or V.E. Schwab. This is about Kel, who is a, what are they called? Is the Red Traveler, it says he's called. But they're like special magician sort of things who can travel between worlds. And there are 4 worlds that we know of, and within those 4 worlds there is one city that is the same in every world, and that is London, which is cool because I love London. So there's Black London that is gone pretty much. The magic overpowered it. Too much magic. It's gone. White London is being overrun by magic. Red London has got a good amount of magic. Grey London has no magic. And basically Kel one day travels to, I think it's Black London, and he gathers something from there that he shouldn't pick up. And he also picks up a traveller in Grey London called Delilah Bard, and it's just a big adventure of these magical people and non-magical people and wars and such, and it's so much fun, and you should really read it, even though I'm giving a terrible explanation. Okay, the next book is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is the special edition, which has really cool, really beautiful maps on the end papers. Oh, no mourners, no funerals. This is about 6 people, 6 outcast kind of people, who are tasked with doing this heist of sorts. There is Kaz, Inej, Nina, Mateo, I think, one of those ones. Wylan and Jesper. One of my favorites is Nina because I love her, and I even named my dog after her. That's how much I love her. And I also love Inej. Those two. Ooh. Anyways, they have to pull off a heist of sorts, where they have to go into the ice courts and get someone who can do these magical things. And it's got Grisha. If you've seen Shadow and Bone series, it's got Grisha in it. This is like a follow-up to that series, but much better. And basically the Grisha are magical people who can do the different classes of magical people who can do different sorts of magical things, such as thread weaving. They can do some stuff with elements. They can do like water, air, fire, that sort of thing. And then in the Shadow and Bones, which is up here somewhere, there's Alina, who is like a really special, I'm not going to say what she is because that would be a spoiler. She's a special Grisha. Doesn't know that she's a Grisha in the first place. And it's kind of like a continuation of that in the same world. But like I said, so much better, and it's so much fun. And I only have one book left in the whole world to read until they bring out Six of Crows 3, which I'm very excited for. And that's just Rule of Wolves, which is back there. The next book is a classic. Oh, it's so heavy. And it's a trilogy. Well, technically it's 6 books, but they split it into 3 books. So I'm just going to say it's a trilogy. Everyone knows it as a trilogy, and that is Lord of the Rings. Yes, I did splurge on this beautiful edition because look at this. It's absolutely stunning. Has it got stuff in it? I haven't read this copy, so then why not? There's a bookmark in there. Oh, we got a, and there's a pull-out map. Ready for this amazingness? Look how beautiful. I also have a map of Middle Earth in my room. That's how much I love this world, and I love the story. So basically, Lord of the Rings follows, well, Fellowship of the Ring, which is the first book. It follows Frodo Baggins, whose uncle Bilbo Baggins leaves him a special ring of sorts. Yeah. And this special ring is being hunted by lots of dark forces. This main dark force is Sauron, the giant eye thing that lives in Mordor, and he's basically sending out evil creatures, all that, to get the ring back to him so he can become to his full force. And basically Frodo has to go travel first to the elves in Rivendell with his friends Samwise Gamgee, Merrywise, oh, where's Mary's last, no, Samwise Gamgee, Merry, Pippin. What is Mary's last name? Merryweather? Something like that. Something weird like that. I don't remember. Anyways, those 4 hobbits, small people, big feet, big hairy feet, who are really not adventurous folk, and they quite like the quiet life, and yes, they have to go on this big adventure to first Rivendell, where they find out they have to go and destroy the ring that is causing all this chaos. And the only place to destroy this ring, of course, is in Mordor, where Sauron lives. And yeah, they build a fellowship, as the title of the first book implies, and it's full of these amazing characters. It's very found family. It's very much a traveling journey story, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of, I like to think, there are a lot of gay references, especially between Samwise and Frodo. Sam's always saying how he loves Frodo, and I think it's more than just a friend, honestly. And there are parts in Return of the King where it's like, oh, yeah, okay, I can tell you're a bit gay. But that's fine. That's whatever. Tolkien probably didn't mean it like that, but I take it like that. I think it makes it more fun. Okay, then we've got a couple of YA, and then we'll go back to some more some more adult books. Not fantasy, they're all fantasy. Next one is 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. This, I've only read the first book for. All the rest, I've read them all, except for one which hasn't come out, the second book. I have read this one. It's about Shiori, who is one day cursed to have a bucket, or like a giant acorn on her head, and her brothers are turned into 6 Crimson Cranes, who, if she speaks, will die by her, and this was a curse by her stepmother, which you find out later why she does it. So basically, Shiori has to go back to her home in the castle because she's a princess, and she has to break the curse so that her brothers can become normal people again, and so she doesn't have to be silent for the rest of her life. It's really fun. It's so good. I gave it 4.5 stars, I think. Yeah, it's just amazing. It's a really good YA fantasy. If you don't read YA fantasies, try this one and the next one, because they are some of my favorite. This one that I'm about to show you was my favorite book of last year. It is very much atmospheric. I've heard people compare it to Studio Ghibli, those kind of vibes. And that is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie. Again, my favorite from last year. I love Axie's work. I've read this and XOXO, which is a contemporary, but we're going to talk about this one today. This one, Kendra, this one. Okay. Which I think is more my favorite. This one follows, what's her name again? Mina. And every year in Mina's country, they have to send a girl who they think is going to be the true bride of the Sea Lords into the sea to see if that person, that woman can, or girl really, because they're not usually 17, 18, 19, that sort of age. So, young lady, they have to send that young lady off to the sea to see if she is the Sea Lord's true bride, so that he can stop the big storms that come every year. And yeah, it's about her time down under the sea in this new realm, and it's very much vibes, it's very much atmospheric, and it's really, really good. It's so good. So good. There's like a little bit of a romance, and like she has like a tether to the Sea Lord at the start, and then it gets cut, and then she gets tethered to another person, and it's, I don't want to say fun because I said fun so many times in one of my last book videos, so it's just so good. I highly recommend. Last YA fantasy I have is more so if you are an Alice in Wonderland enthusiast like I am, because it's very much, there's dust everywhere because of this book. It's very much a new take on Alice in Wonderland, and that's The Looking Glass Wars by Frank Beddor. This is about Alice, but spelled A-L-Y-S-S. And it's about her being sent off by her, like, let me get my thoughts together. Okay, so it is about Alice, whose Aunt Red, comes and kills off pretty much everyone in Wonderland, and she gets sent off by Hatter Madigan to our world basically, and she lives there. She grows up there until she's about 17, 18, something like that, when she gets taken back into Wonderland. And she's basically, in her time there, everyone's decided that she was crazy for thinking that she came from this other place and that magic is real. And so she started to doubt herself, and she doesn't believe in magic anymore, and she's lost all her powers, and it's really sad at the start, and especially with her family all dead, and she doesn't know who's alive and who's not and everything. And Hatter's looking for her because they got split up. And then, yeah, it's about her reclaiming her power and becoming queen, because Aunt Red has taken over Wonderland and is not letting it go easily. I'm gonna say fun again. I need a thesaurus. Oh my goodness gracious me. It is a wild ride, and it's a trilogy, so if you enjoy the first one, there's 2 more. There's also a spin-off series which I haven't read, which is like the Hatter, it follows Hatter, and it's supposed to be good, I think. Okay, next one I haven't read in a while, but the second book is coming out soon, so I might have to reread it because I'm very excited for the second book to come out, and this is probably going to make my colouring white balance come off a bit. It is An Unkindness of Magicians. You see that? By Kat Howard. Look how cool that is. Okay. This one is about, what's her name? So much dust in this room. Sydney. Should know that. Sydney is a magician. Most of these are about magicians of some sort. This is about Sydney, who comes in and ruins these trials for the next ruler of New York, is it? Yeah, I think yeah, New York City. The underworld of New York City, where all the magicians are, and they're all like these big families, and they're all battling to see who will become the ruler for the next 10-20 years or something. And along comes Sydney, and she's like, oh, no way, I'm gonna be the next ruler. I don't have to belong to a house, I can make my own house, and we can just be the rulers instead of you snobby people. And like there's this whole side story about this kind of like orphanage sort of deal, where basically babies are drained of their magic. Babies from these magical families are drained of their magic. So it's a bit gory, but it's a lot of fun. There it is again. There's that word again. Ugh. Okay. Lucky Last is a book that, why do I recommend? Because I love it. It's 5 stars for me, but yeah, everyone's read it. Oh well, here it is again. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. This is the original indie published version. It is very beautiful inside and out, and it's about Viv the orc who's giving up her barbarian ways and travels to a town, village thing that, I was about to start speaking in a different language. She goes to another village that has never heard of coffee and opens up a coffee shop, and she builds it with the help of this hobgoblin. What's his name? Cal? Yeah, Calamity. Cal for short. And they build up this coffee shop, and it's about this coffee shop and Viv making a life for herself in this small town. It's got a bit of a plot, but it's mostly vibes. Just like The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, it's mostly vibes and atmosphere and characters. And yeah, the plot basically follows these people who want Viv to pay her dues to the city, basically, and she doesn't want to. It also has like a secondary plot of like the little stone that she's got that's bringing good luck and good fortune to her coffee shop, and someone she thinks is coming to get it. So yeah, it's good fun. I really like it. It's a good ride. Okay, before we end, I wanted to just show my eyeshadow because I think it looks really cool today. I've kind of done like graphic eyeliner with eyeshadow sort of thing. I think it's fun. I've not done something like this before, so it was a new experience for me. Okay, that's it for the videos. If you have any fantasy recommendations you have for me or for someone else, share them in the comments please. That would be lovely of you. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. So if you did, could you please leave a like, comment, and maybe subscribe if you want to, because I am putting out lots of videos at the moment. It's like 1 or 2 a week, but I'm being consistent, so I think that's good of me. Well done. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.